Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Week in Review, where we go over all the different videos we did the past week, tell you what we think of them, and then we have links in the description below where you can check them out. While you're thinking of it, there's not going to be a Week in Review next week because this week we're doing the Spring Spectacular, which starts in just a few hours. But before we get to that, let's talk about last week.
Hey everybody, I'm Zee Garcia, and here's what I did last week. So I did a video of the top 10 games begging for an expansion. It's basically my top 10 games that I really want to see an expansion for, and they don't have any whatsoever, so check that out. And then I reviewed Cryo, which I rate a 7 out of 10 with the other fellas. Some of them rated it a little higher than I did. I think it's a good game. I think it's a very attractive game, extremely tightly designed. I am a little worried about replayability, and I thought the gameplay at 2 players felt a little too small, felt a little too quick. I didn't feel like I was doing enough. You really end up doing about the same. It gives me that feeling of, oh, it's over? Okay, that's it. I reviewed Dokitto Ice, which is I rate a 7.5 out of 10, by the way, and it's the first of 2 trick-taking games that I reviewed. This one feels fairly traditional. There are a couple of very interesting, cute tweaks to it, which I think make it an excellent family-style trick-taking game. It's a very indie game. The production's a little hit and miss. Very high-quality cards, very low-quality components, these cardboard components. But the game is cute, and I really enjoyed playing it. I think it's a breezy, engaging game, really nicely done. And then I reviewed Jekyll versus Hyde, which I rate an 8 out of 10. This one excels in the innovation that it presents. It's a 2-player only trick-taking game. Both sides are playing sort of differently, and you are trying to either have the 2 players take as many tricks as each other, so balance, that's Dr. Jekyll, or you want imbalance. You don't even care who takes the most tricks. You just want one person to have 8 tricks, and the other person only took 2. And that, of course, is Mr. Hyde. So I really liked it. I think it's gorgeous, clever, interesting, very neat game. So that's going to do it for me, everybody. I will see you on the next one.
Yo, my peoples, what's up? Jason here, enjoying the first days of spring here in West Hartford, Connecticut. I reviewed one game of the Dice Tower this past week. One small step. This is from Academy Games, a worker placement game with the moon landing as a theme, USA versus USSR. Really great theme integration. Solid game. A little bit too much RNG for my liking, but I still rated it 7.5 out of 10. Very, very good. This is Jason reminding you, enjoy your games and enjoy the day. Say goodbye, Simone.
Bye.
Hi, this week we took a look at Spicy, a fast card game, dynamic card game, where you're gonna be bluffing, but you have to be really sure what someone is trying to bluff about. We really enjoyed it, it looks beautiful, and we gave it an 8.5.
Hey there everybody, it's Mike DiLisio, and this week I was involved in 2 reviews. First, I did a 4-square reviews with the rest of the guys for Cryo. Cryo is a space-themed worker placement game with some multi-use cards. I gave that a 7 out of 10. Some really neat ideas. A small deck of cards, so I'm not sure if the games would play out much differently if you kept going with it, but maybe an expansion could add some to replay to that. I also reviewed the solo mode for Rise of Tribes. I gave that a 9 out of 10, a seal of excellence. Rise of Tribes is one of my favorite games, and now you can play it solo. If you want to get more of my thoughts, check out my full review. That's it for me this week. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, so for me, I reviewed Black Swan, which is a clever little game using Mahjong-style tiles, but it's a card game where you're trying not to be, or sometimes you're trying to be the person to play the 7th tile. There's some clever ideas, but not enough that makes me want to keep coming back to this game. The Whatnot Cabinet. This is another little clever game with really great components that some people are going to like a lot, but to me, I felt like it was too quick. I know it's a quote-unquote filler, a game you play between other things, but I didn't feel like there was enough there to keep me as interested. I thought it was okay. We did a 4-way review of Cryo. Mine is the lowest of the ratings, and it's pretty good. I enjoy the game, great components. The biggest problem with this game is I'm not sure the replayability is going to be super high. It's a small game, but I like a lot of things about it for sure. Here to Slay. I did not think I would like this one, based on the T-Turtle cute little dudes that they put on their t-shirts. It's a take that dungeon crawl type experience. It's silly, but it was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed it. By the Vote. This one is a game in which you are bidding for electoral states. It's a political game. Don't worry, there's not actual politics in it. You're just voting, buying states. But it works really well. It's a nice, fun, fast little auction game. I enjoyed it. Liftoff. This was the deluxe version I took a look at. And this one here is a game in which you're trying to get aliens off a planet. It's mostly for kids more than anything else, but it's really well done. And this deluxe version had so many different ways to play. Carcassonne Hunters and Gatherers. I reviewed this with my children. They had never played any Carcassonne game before, and this is the first time I've looked at this game in a decade. This is the reprint from Z-Man Games. And my rating of this has gone up considerably from the original rating. I was originally comparing it to Carcassonne. Now I think it's really weathered the test of time. Overboss. This is a game about placing tiles and making your own little dungeon in front of you. From the folks who made Boss Monster, a game I was not a huge fan of, but Overboss I found to be very enjoyable. I took a look at both the expansions for Sleeping Gods Dungeons, which I don't think is necessary, but adds some fun dungeons that you can go to, and Sleeping Gods Tides of Ruin, which adds an arcade mode, which I don't care anything about, but adds also more stuff, which I love. I love more stuff. I also did a Catch-a-Palooza. Oh, no, I didn't do the Catch-a-Palooza. Sorry. They did it without me. Nexus Ops. So I'll tell you what I think. I still think Nexus Ops is fantastic. I think it's a great, fast, attacky little game. But Mike had not played it before, so they taught it to him and did a Catch-a-Palooza. I did my top 10 action drafting games in which you pick an action and then the person after you can't pick the same action. We did our final Shoots and Marbles race, Fiery Inferno. Why is it called Fiery Inferno? You should watch the video to see. 5 more great games, a boring unboxing, crowd surfing, board game breakfast, lots of fun things. We did a live gameplay on Friday. So a lot of different things. Check them all out. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.